Well guys, here we are again. It's been a minute since I posted, but I feel like it was well worth the wait. After about 20 hours of editing, I finally finished my second fan-made ship and module line. So what inspired me to do this, it was a few things. First and foremost, this is my idea on how to make Space Arena Endgame just more enjoyable. The endgame for this game is an absolute chore, providing no satisfaction or entertainment. It just feels like an obligation rather than a fun way to spend your pastime. The endgame just boils down to who is the luckiest at limit breaking the current meta weapon and who spends the most on the new deals that the devs shove down our throats almost every single day. So what I'm trying to do here is replicate that early game joy into the endgame and make the gameplay more fun and diverse rather than just spam hypes and fusion rate and whoever is the most limit broken wins. Alright, that's enough rambling from me. Let's get into these new ships and modules. What I have done is split the endgame class of Galactic Carriers into 3 new classes. Each class has its own special attribute that sets it apart from the others. The first class is Battle Cruisers. These are ships that have a general balance of size and support ships. I've taken ships already in the game and split them into different classes. So in addition to the Centurion and Achilles, we have a new ship. It's the Avatar. This ship features a large frontal shield to draw fire and a bulky core to house all sorts of modules. Its support ships are smaller versions of it and they have some pretty good space to store some weapons. And it's totally not inspired by the Avatar from EVE Online. Continuing the Battle Cruiser class, we have the Cutlass. This ship is a rather odd shape and is in general smaller than the other battle cruisers, but my idea for it was to give it some crazy missile-based unique ship bonuses just to balance it out. Here we have the final ship of the class. It's the USS Centauri. This is a chunky little fellow with some odd-looking support ships, but I was thinking of making this like a super maneuverable ship with some pretty nice laser damage bonuses to make up for its size. I was thinking it could utilize the Doomsday laser pretty well if the devs ever decide to fix it. So, that was the first class. Generally balanced and pretty basic. Let's ramp things up with our next class, Dreadnoughts. In this class there will be no support ships. I call these ships the Thanes of Endgame, focusing on sheer size rather than auxiliary ships. Now, the first ship in this class is the Equinox. This ship is shaped like an arrow, and my idea was it would be a great ship to just spam one type of weapon on it, like some of our new modules you'll be seeing soon. This is like the Thane of this class, built around warping and getting quick hits on the enemy rather than being ultra maneuverable. After this, we got the Monolith. The design I went with here was more aesthetic than functional, but it's made up for with the number of slots. This ship in my vision is kind of like a sniper. It would be more ballistic oriented and it would have penetrative bonuses and other just ballistic buffs for its ship upgrades. This next one is super goofy. It's the Carmita. Now you can tell I was trying to have fun with this one, but I think it'd be real good as a mine spammer or maybe even a Doomsday laser spammer. You never know. But yeah, it's just a giant brick that may or may not be good in battle. The final ship of this class is the I'm not very sure how to pronounce that, but it's based off a Cosmeteer ship, so that's why I gave it that name. This is the largest ship of the entire class and specializes in high maneuverability, laser, and missile attacks, just like the one in Cosmeteer. Here we are at the final class, Galactic Carriers. Galactic Carriers are defined as main ships who rely more on their supports for damage than themselves, like for example the Konarl. A lot of the game's special ships fit into this category, so they make up the first half of this class. The first new Galactic Carrier is the Enforcer. This ship is a decent size, so it can survive quite a long time, while its beefy supports do the dirty work. Since the subs can fit the Doomsday laser, well, you can see where it goes from there. This next one is my personal favorite of all of the ships I've designed. Introducing the Capital Carrier. This thing has one support ship that's basically a super carrier. Just, man, imagine filling that support up with maxed out fusion rays, just watching the world burn. The main ship obviously can't do much, but it could last a while using a turtle or zombie build. Alright, here we go. The final ship of all the classes is the Trigon. This Dorito looking ship has some pretty decent protection itself, in addition to 2 carrier-sized support ships. When I made this ship, I was thinking it'd have a missile damage bonus maybe, and just to make it that more annoying. Okay, here's what I'm sure you all are here for. And this took me so long to make, so I hope you enjoy these new modules. First, we have the Anti-Missile PDC. This is a rapid-firing point defense cannon that's designed to shoot down handfuls of missiles every second. I found it completely unnecessary that commanders should be using massive point defense turrets to shoot down just tiny little missiles, so I made the smaller version to make missile defense more practical. The next module is the combat hangar. This hangar can be placed on your ship and will spit out a light fighter every 2 seconds until 45 have been deployed. You can customize the build the light fighters have, and I was thinking of having the option to choose bigger ships, but at the cost of the amount that it can hold. Like for example, you could switch it to like a Raptor, but it would only be able to hold 10 of them. Moving on to our next module, it's the anti-support chain cannon. As the name entails, this weapon specifically targets support ships, and will only fire upon the main enemy ship once all of its supports are dead. Unless of course it's fighting a dreadnought, then it will just act like normal. This weapon fires in quick bursts, as the enemy supports can be very quick, and the window of attack is very short. This weapon will also have the ability to be rotated to face in any direction on your ship, for more diverse builds. Its final attribute is its relatively high health stats, allowing it to be placed in more exposed areas on your ship. One of my personal favorites on this list is the high explosive deck cannon. This module shoots massive shells that follow the same mechanics as things like a mine explosion, and it causes massive area damage. How I see this working is it does 600 damage to the module it initially hits, and then does 50% of that to every module behind it, cutting the damage in half each time. This weapon's shells do fly rather slow, so they can be dodged, and it also has great HP. Alright, we're halfway through our modules. Up next is the Starstreak missile system. This is a missile turret that never stops firing. It shoots a salvo of 8 guided rockets every second, and is basically just an improvement on the Hydra turret. This weapon is more oriented towards being put on support ships, but capital ships can still use it effectively. Now you're going to need a way to protect yourself from all these new modules. That's where the auxiliary shield comes into play. Instead of a bubble, this shield projects a 180-degree semicircle in front of it that is extremely powerful. Since most ships have a lot of Hyperion chain guns on them, shields get destroyed in a matter of seconds. This shield should, given the stats, withstand even the most upgraded of chain guns for some time. We're getting down to the last few here, so this one is the power booster. This module is a very simple one. Any power modules that are touching it get a 25% boost to their base power output. It's a simple module, but I really like the idea of it. Here we are, the final module. It took me so long to put all this together, so I hope you all have enjoyed it. So here we go, without further ado, the final module is the Adjustable Repair Bay. This repair bay is somewhat similar to the normal one, except that it regenerates modules way faster and has more HP stored to do it. Another differing feature is that this repair bay, as the name entails, can be adjusted to repair a module of your choice. So my idea was that when you place it on your ship, it would a prompt would come up and you would select the module you want it to repair. Like for example, your frontal armor, like a 3x3 frontal armor. And it repairs that module until it's destroyed. After that, it just acts as a normal repair bay. Well guys, there you have it. My concept for the new age of Space Arena. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the arena.